All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that warm introduction. So, does anyone here have sleep issues? Yeah? What are they? If you want to share.
Well, sure. For the last 15 years since I've had babies. And,
well, yeah, that's
and
they're kind of distracting.
Yeah, there's other issues which I won't bring up right now, but I just recently have decided I need to get this under control, or I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And or I have road accidents. So I went to the sleep clinic through at the hospital nearby through it's with a holistic doctor, and I went through the program, and it helped a little bit, helped stabilize me a little bit, but I'm working with the holistic doctor at practice in Alice Springs now, and I'm hoping to soon be doing neurofeedback for a variety of issues, which includes sleep. So I'm just trying to get my life back together, and it's wicked.
I will be interested at the end of this presentation if there's anything that's different from what I say to what they say, and I mean different as in additional information, not contradictory.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I think I'm really focused on getting out unique, simple things out to the public. Anybody else have any sleep issues? Everybody's got all the energy they want. They sleep really good. There's like 3 parts of sleep. You go to sleep okay. You stay asleep. Yes, ma'am.
It's not really major, but when I do go to sleep, it's like I'm my heavy sleep. But then after so long, I wake up and it's kind of like I can hear everything happening, but I'm just kind of asleep. And that seems to be my sleep for the rest of the time.
So it's super light, not
Right.
deep and restorative.
I just wake up and I don't feel rested.
Yeah. That's the third part of sleep is when you do wake up, you feel, like you got a good night's sleep, well rested.
Never, ever in my entire life.
Oh, challenge. So, and we're going to talk tonight why sleep hygiene doesn't take you all the way there. And the secret sauce I used to go from not sleeping for 6 years, and I've been sleeping really well now for 10 years, not including when I had a baby. just not including that, okay? And y'all are going to come home today, take with you today your own personal holistic sleep strategy. I got a big handout for you. And much, much more. Okay, we're going to create our own personal sleep strategy, and we're going to cover the 4 facets of a good night's sleep. We're going to discuss ways I can help you implement this plan and discover how to banish racing thoughts and endless to-dos for good, once and for all. And at the end, I'm going to tell you one simple thing that you can do tonight to get a better night's sleep. So, my old reality, and so you may not have fibromyalgia, but I did, and I learned a lot of lessons with it. I had widespread body pain, and so I was taking heavy-duty narcotic pain relievers just to take the edge off for over 6 years. Crushing fatigue, so if you've ever had a really bad case of flu and you're just flat, you can't get up and go anywhere, that's the kind of fatigue I was experiencing on a normal basis. I was in bed for 6 years. 12 to 16 hours a day for 6 years. And sleep disturbances. So sleep disturbances is much more than insomnia. So it's like I couldn't sleep, I couldn't get to sleep, I couldn't stay asleep, and of course I never felt well rested for, years. The shift? Oh, okay. So, this is a long time ago because I was watching Oprah on daytime TV because I didn't have anything else better to do because I was in bed all the time. And so they came on TV, and Jack Canfield, he wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, and they were talking about having an audacious goal. And I thought, if I won the lottery, I got kind of depressed thinking about that, because if I won the lottery, my life would not have changed much at all. I might have like a nicer bedroom, but I'd still be in bed all day. It was pretty kind of a bleak outlook. But they were so encouraging on that show, that particular show. They were talking about that. I thought about it, and I thought, what if my audacious goal was to have optimal health? So I started thinking about that, and I started really visualizing and praying and meditating on that. So in October, I started meditating. About 6 weeks later, I had a dream. I was back at work. So I've been in bed for 6 years at this point. So there was nothing in my daily life that would say, oh, you should be back at work. Then I met in December the holistic practitioner who helped me recover. And then a couple weeks later, I started this cleanse. And within 3 weeks, I felt so much better. I thought I was cured. I wasn't. I had a long way to go. But I started working with it. At the 3 month into my recovery, the pain started to go down. And by July, I was off all prescription medication. And let me tell you, I got off antidepressants. I was on 12 prescriptions. I was on antidepressants, anti-anxiety, 3 different things for pain, all kinds of medicines for sleep and all this stuff. The hardest thing to get off was not the pain medication. It was the sleep meds. That was really the hardest thing to get off of. And it actually took me twice as long to get off the sleep meds as anything else. And then, what I didn't tell you is so my birthday's in August, so I had my 40th birthday before I started meditating. And I was, there was just no end in sight. There was no hope. I was so sick. I was so depressed and upset about my situation. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to commit suicide. I didn't want to hurt the people around me. I just didn't want to be here anymore. I said, God, take me home or heal me. So my birthday came around, my 41st birthday came around. I was recovered from fibromyalgia. I had a party. It's like, who has a 41st birthday party, right? I had a party. And then 3 months after I was off everything, I found out I was pregnant. So it was in that whole year, every single aspect of my life changed for the better. And I couldn't get pregnant before, just FYI. I'd been married 8 years. There was no pregnancy. So my new reality is I consider myself healthy. I get restorative sleep. I have lots of energy. I work, all that, and I went from nearly destroyed to having it all. And when I say that, I have this great job. I get to travel and stuff. I got a kid that I love. I have a husband. I got it all. I think, in my opinion. So here's why I'm here. I know what it's like to be completely desperate and just kind of at the end of my rope, and I know how it feels. And I know that people are looking for things that are fast, so fast that they get some encouragement. But it's got to be gentle too. I want stuff that's easy. It's not complicated to put together. You don't have to run all over town getting ingredients. Something simple, mentally simple to do. It's not complicated. And something that's predictable. It's good to know, okay, this is the normal course of what's going on. So, why are you here? And if you were to get restorative sleep night after night after night, the byproduct would probably be plenty of energy. What would you do with all that energy? Anybody want to say something? Yeah.
Well, my husband and I have already been discussing this because I'm attempting to get better right now, and my future plan is to be able to hold a part-time job, because right now I wouldn't be dependent on home. I would
Right.
And then just be more emotionally available to my children, more emotionally in control, and happier in life, more productive, and the sky's the limit. But you have your health, you have everything.
Right. Yeah, the best I could look forward to is a comfier mattress, in the old days. And you all want to hear what I did with my energy? Yeah, I had a child, and then I wrote a book, and I ran the Air Force half marathon. And now I'm also studying martial arts, and I'm going for a black belt. So I'm not mean, no, or anything. I'm not scary or mean. Oh, so this is the space for an inspirational meme, and I couldn't find an inspirational meme about getting a good night's sleep, believe it or not. So I made up my own, and I thought it was pretty good. A good night's sleep gives you space for your dreams. So I love that. Okay, so this is the time for the workbook, and I think I brought enough copies. So this is your personal holistic sleep strategy. So it's like 13 pages. So the first thing we're going to do is, I'm just going to read these real quick, but you got them on your workbook. Like, check off all the sleep issues that apply to you. So I don't allot enough time. It's never enough time. Racing thoughts and endless to-dos. Can't fall asleep at bedtime. I toss and turn all night. Pain from lying down wakes me up. I just don't feel well rested when I wake up. Physical issues such as sleep apnea, restless leg, that kind of thing. I keep waking up every couple of hours. I wake up too early, and I can't really get back to a good sleep. Sounds like, we've already even talked about that. So what you do is you check off everything that applies to you, and then circle the one that you think would most benefit you, like would be the most impactful for you. So then on the next page, we got the 4 facets of sleep. So these are a lot of, like, if you look at like sleep books and stuff like that, they're going to break things down usually in just habits and routines. They're not going to really focus too much on this other part, but since this is a holistic course, webinar or whatever, we're really looking at some of these things in depth because they do make a difference. And then we also have some bonus strategies. So the 4 facets of sleep are habits and routines, biochemical, physical, mental, spiritual, and then bonus strategies. You guys see that on page 3, where you fill that out? All right. So habits and routines is the first facet. And then this is sleep hygiene. And Marty was talking to me when we first walked in. This is like what everybody talks about. Oh, get up at the same time, go to bed at the same time. You know, these type of things. Have a relaxing routine around bedtime. Go to bed awake. Have a nice going to sleep ritual. You know, like where you brush your teeth and you wash your face, stuff like that. Something that you don't read about a lot is taking a detox bath. You might hear about a bath, but maybe not a detox bath. If you do a half cup each of baking soda and sea salt in a hot bath for about 20 minutes, then rinse that off. Rinse your body off in the shower. That is super relaxing and it's detoxifying. So that's habits and routines. Okay, we're going to go to sleep facet number 2. Oh, and then you circle the strategy you want to try. So we're going to have about 5 ideas when we leave here tonight of things. Each of you are going to have about 5 ideas of things you want to try. Okay, so biochemical. So this is talking a lot about melatonin production. That's the main hormone in your body that's responsible for sleep. But it's also talking about things like caffeine and alcohol. And here's something that you're not going to read about too much in sleep books or conventional medicine. The effects of monosodium glutamate, MSG, on your body, excitotoxins. You know, people will eat in the evening at a restaurant and then they can't sleep at night, or they're thirsty or something like that, and it disrupts their sleep. That's because of these things. So artificial ingredients and even sugar. So I have a client, she just started my fibromyalgia coaching program, and she hasn't even started on any of the supplements or anything. All she did was cut out diet soda and some sugar, because she's like, oh, this is the first I heard that I'm not supposed to have that. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, so within a couple days, she was sleeping really well every night for 3 nights in a row, and she chalked it up to this. This is the main change, because she hadn't started in any other part of the program yet. Okay, so circle the strategy you want to try with the biochemical. Physical. So no physical or mentally stimulating activities. You don't want to like work out right before sleep. if you're having, then some people can do it and that's fine, but if you're having sleep issues, this is something to think about. You want your bedroom dark and cool. If you have an air purifier, like a portable one, make sure you take in your bedroom. I mean, you're in there 8 hours straight, if you're lucky anyway. Reduce your exposure to EMF. So, like, don't have your cell phone in your bedroom. Don't have any kind of EMF device, like a Wi-Fi device. You don't want that around you. So circle the strategy in the physical facet that you want to try.
We are supposed to be writing all these down, right?
You can just take notes. You don't have to write down every single word. I'm not grading your paper or anything.
The circle, there's got to be something written down there first.
Yeah, so,
Blank, so.
yeah.
I'm not, I know.
Am I going too fast?
I'm like, I have nothing.
Well, this presentation is going to be available on YouTube, and the slides are too. Jim's going to put them on, like literally. I've got clients in every continent except, as Mac, my little boy likes to point out, not Antarctica. If I ever get an Antarctica client, I will be thrilled. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, so we've got another facet and some bonus facets to go. But before I talk about that, and then we also have the one simple thing you can do. Here's my little commercial. So Tweak Your Sleep coaching program that's going to be starting the second week in November. Or the first full week in November, I should say. Because November 2nd is a Friday. And in that program, we're going to identify your biggest barriers to getting a good night's sleep. Map out a specific plan so you can get your energy back, and discuss ways to get you the restorative sleep you need night after night. So we have 3 90-minute strategy calls on a platform called Zoom, which is a video conference call. And you don't have to be on video, but you'll see me and probably other people, and there are probably people from all over there. We have extended question and answer times on these calls, so this customizes the programs for you. And we keep the group small so that everybody gets a chance to participate and ask their questions. And what's nice, like when you buy like a bottle of supplements or you go to the doctor, there's like no one to ask follow-up questions to. This gives you, it's a month-long program, it gives you a nice long space of time, 3 calls over the month, to really try things out, figure out questions and tweak things along as you go. You get my Brain on Your Case. It's one payment of $297. You get a bunch of bonuses. I didn't write bonuses on there, but you get we get a 30-minute one-on-one session at the end with me or one of my coaches to go over your strategy plan and see what your results are, and then how to go with next steps. We have a quick start guide, restorative sleep guided meditation, a guideline for healthy napping. These things are put in different kinds of information chunks because people learn in different ways. We get the audio and transcript of the most important 5 minutes of your day, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. And holistic remedies for good night's sleep. This is a really cool little book I made. Special report. It has like all the amounts and all the different kinds of remedies you can do that are holistic, which it was really hard finding that information and putting it together in one document. So it's not just meditation, not just supplements, but essential oils and homeopathics. And it's really, really good. You get 2 full-size sample of what I call the secret sauce of what I did to recover. You get tracking worksheets for the supplements, and then you get the PDF of my book, Freedom from Fibromyalgia, which we pretty much just used as a reference book for the course. And tonight, I brought 5 copies because I'm almost out because I'm waiting for some to come from the printer for Christmas. And so the first 5 people that sign up, they can get a paperback copy to take home with them. And the bonuses are actually worth more than the cost of the program. So back to the facets. Mental, spiritual facet. again, peaceful frame of mind, no drama. A big source of drama for people are like TV, like the crime shows, and also the evening news. So, yeah, I get really upset when I watch the news. So, I kind of have those all in the same grouping. Doing gratitudes and meridian tapping. Meridian tapping, I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but I explain it in my book. And basically it's tapping on acupuncture points with a thought in mind. It helps neutralize the feelings around that. Brad Yates is a guy on YouTube that has all these free videos. So if you went to YouTube, you've typed in the words Brad Yates and then pretty much any subject, he's got about 800 videos on YouTube, and he's a friend of mine. And anyway, so he's a great guy, and he's way better at tapping than me. I just do it very rudimentary. There's instructions in my book. It's pretty, it'll get you there, but he's a lot more dynamic than I am. And at night, with my little boy, we'll talk about what's the best thing that happened today. And then I also think if there's anything that kind of triggered me or bothered me during the day, I'll do tapping on those. Anyway, I go to bed with pretty much a clean slate. The most important 5 minutes of your day. This is a technique that was developed by Dr. Wayne Dyer, and he's the father of motivational positive thinking, a lot of positive thinking, and he talks about the last 5 minutes of consciousness is what your subconscious works on all night. So you can actually just be very deliberate about what it is you're thinking about for the last 5 minutes. So in the coaching program, there's an audio of walking you through that, how to do that. And in the restorative sleep guided meditation, that's actually part of the guided meditation, is that the most important 5 minutes of your day. And then plan out your, how people say have a to-do list by your bed. But the racing thoughts, that I have a friend, she's a motivational speaker. She calls that you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, and you should have said that to that bully 30 or 40 years ago, that little in your head. She calls it the itty bitty shitty committee. So you're oh yeah, that's a really good name for it. These racing thoughts are part of anxiety, and anxiety and depression are part of gut damage. And it's really hard to think wait, just because I don't have certain things going on in my gut, that my mind is racing, has racing thoughts. And I experienced this myself. And it was great when I started to recover that I could actually start to slow down the racing thoughts where I couldn't before. I mean, I would lose my breath type racing thoughts. So circle the strategy you want to try. So, but the big secret to getting a good night's sleep, ta-da, heal your gut. Heal your gut, the gut damage. This is the big secret. So I have what I call 3D healing. So diet, detox, and digestion. Healing the digestive system, it's the main system for removing toxins in your body, and toxins disrupt all kinds of metabolic processes. The damaged digestive system, it doesn't absorb the nutrition from your food or break it down properly. So this not only can cause deficiencies, but it can also leave you vulnerable to these artificial ingredients, a lot more vulnerable than you would be normally. And when we're thinking about depression and anxiety, these things are controlled by chemicals called neurotransmitters. They're mostly made in the gut. They're not made in the brain, they're made in the gut. They even call the gut the second brain. When the digestive system is damaged, these neurotransmitters aren't made. And they're responsible for things like having a stable mood and perceptions. So the racing thoughts are a little friend anxiety. I just want to tell you a little bit about the hell of sleep disturbances long term. I didn't sleep for like 6 years. And my doctor and I were kind of so desperate for me to get to sleep that we basically resorted to me being knocked out. And I actually took the date rape drug, Rohypnol. I don't know if y'all, Rohypnol, which is known as the date rape drug. That's like that. I had to get knocked out to go to sleep. It was, and this is a highly, not just anybody can get it. Actually, it was special delivery by the FedEx driver, and I had to show my ID and sign for it. Like that was that big a deal to get it delivered. And so I got to know the FedEx driver because I'm a pretty friendly person. So, and he knew I was sick, but he knew I was on something heavy duty, but he didn't know what, and he didn't ask, and he didn't pry or anything. Well, then my insurance company stopped paying it for it, so I stopped taking it. And then after that is when I started recovering and stuff. And I ran into him. He was out outside doing stuff at this point, and I ran into him, and he was dropping something off. And he was like, "Oh, it's so good to see you." So this is like maybe a year and a half later. He's like, "It's so good to see you." I said, "Yeah." He says, he could just tell I just looked different. He thought I had moved away or something, or maybe I died or something because he wasn't taking me that special medication. Because, nobody gets well. Nobody gets off these things, right? So what I learned from helping not just myself, but other people in the fibromyalgia community with this incurable fibromyalgia, fast, easy, simple, predictable, which we already talked about. So the easy is what I call in my book the healing cleanse, which I'm not allowed to say anymore. So I call it the fibro cleanse, but people who don't have fibromyalgia aren't interested in that, so I'm calling it the easy gentle cleanse for everybody else. It's gentle detoxification with the mineral zeolite, and that's kind of like the missing link in a lot of natural and alternative healing modalities as a way to gently detoxify people. A lot of times they're revving up the colon, revving up the liver, or they're having you sit in a hot sauna. What I learned from helping myself and people with fibromyalgia is they can't handle that. They can't handle anything heavy duty like that. Zeolite is a mineral. It's not a brand name. That's the geological name. It works very passively, like a magnet, through the circulatory and lymphatic systems, and then it's out of your body within 24 hours through your urine and feces. So it works really gently, but it works very profoundly. So it works with people with fibromyalgia over and over and over and over again, and with people who don't have fibromyalgia, we also see really profound results. And then, okay, so when you talk about healing the gut, that's actually, a lot of people think it's a deprivation thing and it's a long, slow process, and it probably will never happen anyway. You can really jumpstart the healing of the gut with a therapeutic grade colonizing probiotic. There's a lot of probiotics on the market now. 10 years ago when I recovered, there wasn't, but there still not that many that actually colonize. And the one I start people off with has fermented spirulina in it, which is, spirulina is a blue-green superfood. When it's fermented, the vitamins and minerals in it are actually more bioavailable. So if people can't take one of the probiotics I suggest, the main one I suggest, I always say, hey, look into taking some spirulina. I've yet to find fermented spirulina on the market other than in Firm Plus Pro, which is the name of the probiotic I use. But that's the probiotic that saved my life, 10 years ago. And it really, really, really profoundly helps people. So these two supplements work together synergistically. Healing of the digestive system, healing and sealing the digestive system, plus getting rid of toxins, which is the one of the big jobs of the digestive system is get rid of toxins. But if it's not functioning properly, it's not doing that. So these two work together, and this was the big secret for people with fibromyalgia, and this is what works really great for everybody else too. So it's not 1 + 1 = 2, it's 1 + 1 = 5. Okay, so the Tweak Your Sleep program is the Gentle Easy Cleanse, plus traditional healing foods, plus targeted supplements and remedies, like in that holistic remedies guide, plus your personal sleep strategy, plus coaching for support and direction. That's the tweak. That's the Tweak Your Sleep program. So here's the next step with the coaching program. So we're going to identify, the biggest barriers you have to getting a good night's sleep. We'll map out a specific plan for you so you can get your energy back. And we'll discuss the ways to get the restorative sleep you need night after night. Just to review, this program would normally go for $497 on the internet. And it's tonight only for $297. And you guys are getting, because this is my home chapter, and you guys are getting stuff that I can't actually give away on the World Wide Web, or I go to the poorhouse. So you get the 3 calls over. So it's like 1 week, and then 2 weeks to get a space, and then you get the one-on-one calls, extended question and answer time, and my brain on your case. It's really neat being in our group because people ask questions that you may not have thought of that really apply to you. And then you get all these bonuses: the roadmap quick start guide, the guided sleep meditation CD, MP3, and transcript, so you can have it on any device and you can read along. The infographic guideline for healthy napping, and I just want to add right here, I believe in naps. And audio recording and transcript of the most important 5 minutes of your day. The special report, Holistic Remedies for a Great Night's Sleep. And 2 full-size samples of zeolites and the probiotic that I mentioned. Those were my secret sauce. That was the big secret. Tracking worksheets for those supplements. A PDF of my book, Freedom from Fibromyalgia, which is pretty much just a reference book for all this. And tonight you're gonna get the supplements, the CD, and the book to take with you. So the bonuses are worth more than the cost of the program. So I promised there was one simple thing that you could do tonight to get a great night's sleep. And I have a friend, she's actually a building biologist, and she knows how to totally take your house and get rid of all the toxins and all the EMFs and stuff. And you would not believe the results people get from just turning off their Wi-Fi router. It makes that big a difference. Yeah, so the electromagnetic frequencies coming from a Wi-Fi are really strong in the Wi-Fi enabled devices. If you just turn off your router at night when you go to sleep, it'll make more than likely a huge difference.
I'm not trying to sound argumentative, even if it's in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
You can try it. You can try it.
Okay, if it's in the basement and you're someplace upstairs, can you still use your devices on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then it's active. Yeah. Yeah. But I like how you said that. I'm not trying to be argumentative. All right, hold on.
We put a timer on ours, and so we cuts it off at 11 o'clock and cuts it on at 7.
That's a good idea. So, anybody any questions? I went through it quick. I'm sorry. Hey, Bruce.
When was fibromyalgia discovered and described as a thing?
Probably in the 90s, but they say, it's been around forever, because I don't think so. I think
Weston A. Price ever described it or mentioned it.
I think it was probably really rare a long time ago, and maybe, but now it's like epidemic. I mean,
Exacerbated by modern living, that sort of thing?
Yes.
I think that it has a lot to do with toxins in the environment. Toxins were injected. I think I became symptomatic when I was in the Army and I was getting a lot of shots.
Contagious or inheritable?
Not contagious. I don't think it's inheritable. I think that you could have a genetic predisposition to have those symptoms if you are encountering toxins and damaged digestive system.
Transmitted by bacteria or a virus and is affected by a strong magnetic field?
Well, some people think fibromyalgia is actually Epstein-Barr virus. No, I don't know for sure, but I know that I became symptomatic when I was in the Army. I got a lot of shots, and I was in during the Persian Gulf War. I know that when I detoxed and I healed my gut, the symptoms all disappeared. And not just from fibromyalgia, but depression, anxiety, migraines, infertility, like a whole bunch of stuff. Did you want to say something?
Fibromyalgia is liver toxicity. Once you clean that out, most of it goes away. And that's pretty much what the research has shown. So yeah, if you can detox, you're going to get most of the pain gone. And so many people just don't know how to detox properly. And that's the thing that gets them in trouble. And of course, you go to the MDs and they're going to say, well, we need to put you on something to control pain first. And that just gives you more toxicity.
So, the average detox just doesn't get to the heart of the matter.
I think that people can detox in a bunch of different ways. If somebody's in a kind of a fragile state, detox can make them worse. That's why the zeolites are very gentle, and they also they don't rev up the liver, they don't rev up the colon, they don't rev up these things that are already kind of in a precarious position anyway.
So how does it compare to, okay, I've done some number of years of chelation, EDTA.
Right. So zeolites do chelate. Right. So zeolites do chelate. They're actually the first thing that they're attracted to is lead, then mercury, and then some other things. But they don't take out beneficial metals such as calcium and magnesium and things like that. So zeolites have a negative charge. The things that are kind of bad for you have a positive charge, and they work like a magnet. And they go through your circulatory and lymphatic system and flush those things out. So when the little molecules are full, they just leave. They leave anyway in 24 hours. And we're just seeing a lot of really awesome positive results with them. And people aren't depleted. Because like if you're doing EDTA, you also have to do high levels of calcium and magnesium.
So when you're taking the zeolite, do you notice any type of negative?
Yeah, so if people take too much, and so like if somebody's super duper sensitive, that's where it's like nice to have some sort of practitioner that knows how to do this. They can get headaches. They can get. You shouldn't take it if you're doing chemotherapy or if you're dehydrated. And the reason not chemotherapy is because platinum is used a lot of times in chemotherapy drugs, so it would chelate that out. And
But is it like making it through your liver or something? I mean, can you get some kind of negative side effects?
well, like super sensitive people, they can have negative side effects, no matter what. And what I do is I say we have liquid, which like they can do like 1 drop, and we have capsules that have 16 times more zeolites than the liquid. So a generally healthy person would be good with the capsules. Somebody who's like multiple chemical sensitivities, like they get migraines if they go to the mall because of the lights and the smells and all that stuff, they should like have 1 drop in a liter of water and like drink that over the day. Like I've started them like 1 drop, then 6 drops, then we have a autistic boy that we work with. He's up to 8 drops after actually a couple of years because he's just got so much stuff going on. But yeah, and it'll make you pee more, but you're not chained to the bathroom or anything. And you need to drink plenty of mineral fluid, laden fluids with it.
So is it diuretic?
Well, I don't know if that's
It's a binder.
Yeah.
They're binders.
yeah. And it's just because your body wants to get that stuff out.
Pushing it out.
So-
Pushing the toxins out.
So my autistic son, we do zeolite powder, and we alternate it with chlorella under the guidance of a physician. And I put a little bit of avocado oil in it because I've taken it myself too. And only one thing it can do, if you're not drinking enough, it can constipate you. So I put a little oil in it. You want to drink it during the day, which is what she's saying. That's why you're maybe going to happen. But they act as binders, and they pull the junk out of you.
That's awesome to see that you got a practitioner who's working with zeolites. Zeolite, I mean, when I recovered 10 years ago, nobody had heard of zeolites. It's finally starting to kind of get out. This is pretty much, like, unfortunately, cutting edge information. It really shouldn't be. I mean,
Right.
What's your source?
for zeolites, I get mine from SH brand. It's a lady she's a practitioner in Northern Kentucky. She has it produced for her. And I just buy them wholesale from her. Everything I sell, you can buy on other places on the internet. I don't sell anything that's exclusive or anything.
Is it classified as a mineral, or is it?
Yeah, it's a mineral. It's zeolites are a mineral. They're zeolites. In my book, I have like what you should look for, and they should be clinoptilite zeolites. They should be activated, which means they've gone through a chemical process to kind of clean out the molecular cages. And you want to get them from a practitioner if you can. That's when I was really frustrated when I wrote my book, was that I had a way to pretty easily recover from fibromyalgia, but there weren't any practitioners interested in picking it up. And maybe not interested isn't the right word. They just didn't know about it. It's not an FDA-approved supplement. It's not well known. It's there's MLMs that started the way, like Wayora started with a liquid zeolite, and now there's another company. So people tend to shy away from those kind of companies. They're like, well, I don't want the next new thing. So with that, thank you very much. And then the chapter leader comes back up and says, thank you, everybody. Buy from our vendors.
Well done.
Yeah, just need to really